Breakfast in Brighton is a 1998 work of non-fiction by the British author and journalist Nigel Richardson. It's commentary described as travel writing, but that's not quite right. The back cover says it was inspired by the idea of Brighton as a state of mind as much as a place, and that it's woven from strands of memoir, travelogue, reportage and fiction, which is much better. The writing's what's often called muscular, a journalist's preference for nouns and verbs over qualifiers, but it's consistently strong, which is important because in some ways it's hard to write about Brighton. A lot of people write unimaginatively about its vague seediness as if A, that's an established fact, and B, it's what makes it unique. It isn't, it's an evaluation, and in any case, even if true, it's a feature it would share with a lot of English seaside towns. What I believe Richardson thinks makes it unique, and he's not alone, is partly its special relationship with London. Brighton is London's younger, prettier cousin, he writes at one point, and partly its distinctly left field or raffish vibe. Of course, in real life, everything's intermingled, but it's very easy to write about Brighton without realising that everything you've just said applies equally well to, say, Hastings or Margate. The book deals with Brighton's generic and unique features indirectly by means of three distinct narrative threads on which the rest of the book is hung in the form of anecdotes and snippets of history. Richardson is good company and he moves between his subjects like a skilled raconteur. The first thread tackles the town's left field aspect. It does so via the painting which gives the book its title, Edward Labass's 1950 Breakfast in Brighton. Labass was probably either gay or bisexual, and this provides Richardson with a pretext for exploring the links between Brighton's artistic community, its gay scene, and the town more generally. The London connection is chiefly explored via the second thread and consists of an extended consideration of Graham Greene's Brighton Rock, the book and the film. The third thread looks at what I've called, and I know it's a cliché, the town's vague seediness. It concerns a chance find by Richardson's friend Roger in a local antique shop of a portrait of William Shakespeare which could just turn out to be priceless, if only someone would authenticate it. This thread has something of the religious quest about it. Spiritualists abound, Madame Binney with her crystal ball, Flo the cleaner with her psychic episodes, Bessie and her dowsing pendulum, and a Derek Nimmo lookalike who briefly evokes the Wicker Man. It ends with the author and Roger travelling to Mont Saint-Michel in France in search of the increasingly elusive truth. This year, 2023, is the book's 25th anniversary. It hasn't dated as much as it should have, largely because the author's typical Brightonian is a washed-up but dignified old bohemian rather than a trendy young hepcat. It was a wise editorial choice. And of course it helps that the author is clearly in love with his subject.